Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I have here a handful of Montana agates that I collected a couple summers back. And it's been a while since I've cut any, so I thought it'd be fun to go ahead and cut some up to see what they look like inside. Not sure how they're going to turn out, but I look forward to seeing what they look like, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright, the first one's up going to be this one here. From the outside, I don't have much expectation of anything interesting inside. Looks to be mostly clear. And it being wet doesn't really change that. So I think for this one, just going to cut off the end here. Alright, well, it did have a couple fractures, so it did break a bit wonky. Little piece there, but let's see what it looks like. Yeah, as expected, mostly just clear and some large fractures. But I might be able to do some stuff with some of these pieces. But I'll go ahead and move on to the next one. And that will be this one here. Some interesting white spots. Not sure what's going on there. So I think for this one, mainly to avoid any fractures, I'm gonna take a cut off here. See what's going on there. Alright, well, let's see what it looks like. Alright, well, there's something going on this side. Bit darker material than this center. Still has a nice fracture running through there. And it looks like a little bit of druzy. Yeah, that's kind of neat. You can see a little bit of that darker material on this side, but not as exciting. Kind of like that a little bit. All right, on to the next one. All right, we'll go with this one. This one, I do see some darker lines on the outside. Not really seeing anything on the inside, but I'll just take off a slice through here. All right, well, let's see if this one's any better. Hmm, not really. There's a little bit of banding visible here, but not too much. Most of that darker stuff is on the outside, not the inside. All right, on to the next one. All right, well, this one, thought it almost might have a bit of jasper on it. I still think there's agate. For this one, I'm going to cut it right down the middle. Oh, this one did cut a bit quicker and easier than the other one, so I don't know. We'll see. Eh, not yours. Maybe I got a, non-Montana agate mixed up in the Montana agate pile. Possibly. Still kind of neat looking. There's some stuff going on in there. Either way, still kind of nice. But I'll move on to the next one, which this one I'm pretty certain is a Montana agate. And I think for this one, I'm going to cut it along this edge. I can see, thought I saw some stuff going on over here, but let's see how it goes. All right, let's see how this one is. There's some really faint dots in there, but otherwise, some banding, not much else. Yep, just a bunch of little itty bitty brownish red spots. All right, well, I'll move on to the last one. All right, well, hopefully this one will be a little nicer. It is the bigger one. I can see some stuff going on in here. I definitely see dendrites over on this side. So, I think I'm going to take the edge off on here. Yeah. All right, well, let's see how this one turned out. All right. It's not too bad on a way to end it. Definitely the nicer of the rocks. That one's actually, other than the amount of fracturing that it has, I think that one actually quite nice. I like this the little line running through there. A water line, I'm guessing. Yeah. All right. Alright, well here they are all cut open. A couple of them are what they are, not too exciting. And then of course we have the questionable one. I haven't seen Montana agates like that before, so maybe I got another rocks mixed up in the pile. And then of course we have the nicest of the group. This one I think turned out quite nice, so I'm very happy with it. But if you liked what you've seen, please like and share. And if you want to, feel free to subscribe. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.